Hello, Mid-Michigan, and welcome to State Championship Softball here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network as the Clare Pioneers take on the Gladstone Braves. We are in the state quarterfinal. Whoever wins this game will be in East Lansing later this week, Friday at 5:30 to be exact. Our Lady Pioneers come into this game at 37-2. The Braves come in at 31-4. Three of their losses are to the number one team in Division II, Escanaba. Their other loss is to Negaunee. And they have played one familiar opponent for me in Sacred Heart Academy. They bested them 3-0. Talk a little bit about that. We'll talk about this absolute powerhouse of a Clare lineup and so much more. It is the Woods Housel pregame show. We're scheduled for a 4:30 first pitch here. However, both teams are done with infield. They're out there sweeping things up right now, so we might be on the air just a bit earlier. We're going to hear from our friends at ENS Graphics and Clark Modular Homes. When we come back, we'll run through this lineup for the Clare Pioneers, talk about the batting averages and so much more. And as you can see up on the scoreboard, Clare will be the home team this afternoon here in the state quarterfinal. The winner of this game in East Lansing. Clare girls got the state semifinals and fell last year. They get this win here this afternoon or this evening. They'll be back in the same spot. Time for a break here on our Woods Housel pregame show. When we come back, more about the Lady Pioneers of Clare. We'll talk maybe at some point today just about how incredible the baseball and softball was in this area. It is the Woods Housel pregame show. The Mid-Michigan Sports Network coming to you live from the Barbary Law Studios built by Konwinski Construction. Back with more Woods Housel pregame show right after this. For over 4 decades, ENS Graphics has delivered confidence, trust, and peace of mind by providing their customers with expert service and using state-of-the-art technology. We all know in sports, what's on the inside counts the most. But when it comes to your business, school, organization, what's on the outside does matter. If your business needs anything printed, ENS Graphics can do it. If you want your club, team, organization to look good, ENS can help with that. They take your vision and make it their mission. ENS Graphics, a proud supporter of the Mid-Michigan community and their local athletes. Visit ENS Graphics at their location down in Ithaca or visit their website at esgraphics.com. ENS Graphics, printing all things physical.
Hey guys, it's Tanya from Clark Modular Homes. I'm here to talk to you today about who we are and what we do. Clark's opened in 1983 and has been centrally located right here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. We have one of the largest display centers with around 12 to 15 homes on display all year round. We have a fully experienced staff. We also have an in-house project manager who can pull our permits and coordinate our job from start to finish. We are proud to have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. We are our own contractor, making it a one-stop shop for you for your home building needs. As the owner would say, we can do it all.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back inside the Barbary Law Studios built by Konwinski Construction and our Woods Housel pregame show. The dirt is swept up. The Clare girls are off to my right. The Gladstone girls are off to my left as we get ready for some state quarterfinal softball. Clare will be the home team, so they'll start in the field. But what I'm going to do is run through the lineup, talk about where they play in the field, and then talk about their batting averages. And if some of these seem unreal, well, they kind of are. Allison Brandon will lead things off for the Lady Pioneers. She plays second base on the year. She has a .473 average with 47 RBI, 24 extra base hits, 3 home runs, and she's 14 of 14 stolen bases. Addie McMillan will be hitting in the 2 spot. She plays out in center field. On the year, she has a .447 batting average, 38 RBI, 16 extra base hits, 2 home runs, and she leads the team. She's 25 for 25 stolen bases on the season. Tessa Kelly plays shortstop. She'll be hitting in the number 3 spot. She leads the team with a .488 batting average. All of these girls I'm talking about are over 500 on base percentage. Just unreal, this Clare Pioneer lineup this year. But back to Tessa Kylee, the number 3 hitter, 488 batter, 65 RBI. She has 16 extra base hits on the year, 7 bombs, and she's 10 for 12 stolen bases on the year. Maddie Jones is the cleanup hitter. She'll be playing out in left field. We could see her in the circle as well. She's a 487 hitter, 51 RBI, 22 doubles on the year, 7 home runs, and she's 5 for 5 stolen bases. Breeze Yargo will be hitting in the number 5 spot on the year. Breeze Yargo is a 396 hitter with 37 RBI, 10 extra base hits, and she's 7 for 8 stolen bases. Morgan Campbell hits in the 6th spot. She's a 357 hitter, 5 extra base hits, 24 RBI, and she's 6 for 6 stolen bases. Kylee Wyman was hitting in the number 9 spot when I saw the Pioneers most of the time this year, but she'll be hitting in the 7th spot today. On the year, she's a 341 hitter. She has 4 extra base hits, and she has 8 bombs on the year, including 31 RBI. She's also 10 of 11 stolen bases. Savannah Buzelli on the year, 394 hitter with 9 extra base hits and 2 home runs. Her runs numbers aren't all that incredible because she's the catcher. A lot of times, her sister Sophia Buzelli will come in and run for her. And batting in the number 9 spot, not your average number 9 hitter, as it is Mrs. Pam Allen, a 343 hitter on the year, 19 RBI, 7 extra base hits to go along with 2 home runs, and she is 12 of 13 on stolen bases this year. That's something I did not expect to see with this Lady Pioneer team coming into this game, was all those stolen base numbers. Because of the power they have in their lineup, you don't necessarily need to steal that many bases, but if there's a pass ball, they take advantage of it every single time, and they don't get thrown out. And I do know the catcher for Gladstone, Lauren Sundquist, Maddie Sundquist, those are the 2 girls to watch. But I believe when I saw things, it was a freshman behind the plate, but it appears it'll be Sundquist back there, so it's not going to be any easy task to try and take a bag on one of these Sundquist girls from Gladwin. Meeting of the minds is about to happen at the plate right now, so we'll set it out to another commercial break. When we come back, could be national anthem time. We could have time for one more break. It could be first pitch. It's Clare. It's Gladstone. The state quarterfinals here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network up in Sheboygan. And we've made that trek so you don't have to. Back more Woods Household pregame show right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Elevate your banking experience. Isabella Bank is your local banking partner. We understand the importance of personalized service, providing solutions that fit your unique needs. When you bank with us, together we can drive positive change and build stronger communities. Experience banking redefined. Make the switch today and experience banking that goes beyond. Isabella Bank. Local. Growing. Staying. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Bryant Family Farms would like to wish everyone good luck on the field and on the court. Bryant Family Farms offers maple syrup, mums, pumpkins, beef, goats, and fresh cut flowers. With you pick, bouquet arrangements, and subscription flowers. Bryant Family Farms, 3.5 miles south of the casino on South Leeton Road. Visit BryantFF.com or call 989-304-1201. All Seasons Fireworks is a big fan of all the athletes, coaches, officials, and volunteers who make high school sports happen. To make your next event bigger and brighter, stop by All Seasons Fireworks on M20 in Mount Pleasant. Graduations, birthdays, weddings, or a big win become more memorable underneath a night sky lit up by the magic of fireworks. All Seasons Fireworks on M20 in Mount Pleasant.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network and our Woods Household pregame show. Meeting of the minds still happening right now at home plate. It looks like every single senior for the Lady Pioneers is out there. I believe there's 7, 8 of them this year on the squad as we get ready for first pitch and the national anthem. When it comes down to the Gladstone Braves, things revolve around Miss Lauren Sundquist. She is going to MIT next year. No, that's not a mistake. She's going to that MIT next year. So she's probably even smarter than she is a good softball player. And that's scary to say because on the year, Lauren Sundquist has a .649 batting average. I'll say that again. a .649 batting average, 11 home runs, and 52 RBI. And those are, the only stats that I have, but she was the hitter of the year in the conference they have. And they have all kinds of first-team, second-team players as well. But the Clare Pioneers definitely boast that as well, as they have many a first-team, second-team, all Jack Pine Conference players. Matter of fact, 7 of the 9 starters, per se, are first or second team. Kylee Wyman and Maddie Jones were first-team pitcher in the Jack Pine Conference, which seems crazy, but when you're 20-0 for Kylee Wyman and you've got a 1.03 ERA, well, yeah, that's going to get you first-team honoree. And then Maddie Jones is 17-2 on the year with a 2.03 ERA. Yeah, pretty darn impressive. And they could also probably be first team at the plate as well, except Kylee Wyman, 341, 8 home runs, 31 RBIs. Maddie Jones, 487, 22 doubles, 7 home runs, and 51 RBI for the senior from the Lady Pioneers. Then you also have Savannah Buselli, Tessa Kelly, and Addie McMillan, who are all first-team Jack Pine Conference. And then you have Alyssa Brandon and Olivia Forsberg, who are second-team all Jack Pine Conference for Coach Kelly for Clare. And so, again, this is just an absolutely loaded lineup. But, again, Gladstone comes in at 31-4. Whenever you have that team in the UP, it's really tough to tell. But then, again, 3 of their 4 losses this year are to the number 1 team in Division II, and Escanaba, their pitcher, is going to Michigan. She is absolutely outstanding, and so I expect this to be a very, very good Gladstone team. But even going up against Escanaba, I don't know if they've got a lineup like this Clare team does, who we'll see Tia Schoen going up against, who is a first-team conference player for Gladstone. It's number 1, number 2 in the state. Clare at 37-2, Gladstone at 31-4. And the way that we do have the camera set up today, it might be blocked a time or two by a coach down the first baseline, but that's the best angle we were going to have going through the chain link fence. And obviously it's a great view so everybody can keep up to date on the score and everything. However, like I said, if Coach Kelly's out there coaching, I'm not going to tell him to get out of the way. And so, I can't show you any action, but you're going to get very limited action and some youngsters running to first base. We are going to take our final break here on our Woods House pregame show in the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. When we come back, Clare, Gladstone for the right to go to the state semifinals, but to the state finals down in East Lansing. It'll be Kylee Wyman in the circle. She has been unreal in the playoffs for the Pioneers. About time for the national anthem, so we'll send it out to one more commercial break. When we come back, we'll be ready for first pitch. Clare, Gladstone, right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
GNS Mechanical in Wademan offers service and installation on everything for your home and business. From a simple filter replacement to furnace, central air service, and install, geothermal, and walk-in coolers and freezers. If you have a need, GNS Mechanical has a solution. Learn more at gnsmechanical.com or call 989-644-2106.
Pure sportsmanship is the most important thing in high school sports. When it comes to your home or business, Pure Plumbing just might be the most important thing. If your plumbing isn't Pure, don't worry, no one needs to see the other angle. For Pure Plumbing, call 989-644-8928 or visit mipureplumbing.com. Mumford Oil and Gas Supply is your one-stop shop for top quality products and procurement in the Michigan oil and gas industry. With over 45 years of experience and a strong commitment to customer satisfaction, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply delivers the best solutions for your oil and gas production, drilling, and service needs. If you need it, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply can get it. Visit them on Fancher today or give them a call at 989-317-8582.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to the action. We are live at Sheboygan High School, the home of the Chiefs, for state quarterfinal softball. Clare Pioneer squad making about that 2-hour trek up here to Sheboygan, just south of the Mackinac Bridge in Mackinac City. Gladstone, about a 2-hour or so trip coming down from the UP for Coach Hero and the squad. It's 37-2, number 1 Clare versus 31-4, number 2 Gladstone. And lots of other teams in action today. Some of them had a 1 o'clock first pitch, and so we'll be checking in on Ravenna versus Buchanan. The winner of this game plays the winner of that game. On the other side of the bracket, it's Langsburg and Grass Lake, Algonic and Millington. And we'll keep you updated on what's going down there. But here, it's the Clare Pioneers. It's the Gladstone Braves. The winner of this game moves on to the state semifinals. Clare was there last year before falling. If they would have won that game, it would have been an unbelievably local matchup with Clare and Everett in the state championship. Everett went on to win that state championship game, and so what an unbelievable game that would have been. Clare had to best Everett this time in the district semifinal to make their way here. Kylee Wyman is in the circle. Final few warm-up pitches. And it does look like Ravenna is absolutely blasting Buchanan 9-0. And so the winner of this game will take on Ravenna unless something crazy happens. Here comes Lauren Sundquist to the plate. Again, she's a .649 hitter on the year. She's going to MIT next year. I'll say that again. She's going to MIT. There's not much more impressive that you could have for me than a .649 batting average. Saying you're going to MIT is one of those things for a high schooler. Here we go, live from the Barberry Law Studios. It's state quarterfinal softball on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network, built by Konwinski Construction. More love going out. Gates Drilling and Service. Woods Household, our pregame sponsor. Weefrich Financial, sponsor of the Zaid Batchelder Baller of the Game. Clark Modular Homes, the Bird All-American Grill, and Bill's Custom Fab. First pitch from Kylee Wyman's going to miss high to Sundquist. Second one's going to be over for a strike. And Kylee Wyman throws absolute gas. So when you're throwing in the 60s, that's like throwing in the 90s as far as baseball, softball goes, and she is mid to high 60s. Here comes a high pop-up that's going to get out of play, counting out 1-2 to Sundquist. And so Sundquist on the year, going up against a pitcher from Escanaba. That's probably the only time, maybe this year, that she's seen the smoke like Kylee Wyman has. Here comes the 1-2. It's going to be fouled off the backstop. And Wyman going right after the hitter of the year, I'll say, in the Upper Peninsula, Lauren Sundquist. Again, .649 hitter, 11 home runs, and the leadoff hitter with 52 RBI on the year. So if it gets turned back around to her with a runner on base, she has brought him in all year long. Here comes the 1-2 from Wyman. It's going to be fouled off once again. Nice job by Sundquist staying alive here. Count remains 1-2, but this will be pitch number 6 of the at-bat upcoming. Sundquist looks to the dugout, gets the sign, gets the signal from Coach Kelly. She winds, she deals. That one's going to be high, trying to get Sundquist to chase. A lot of folks on hand here from Clare. Nice contingent as well from Gladstone. Here comes the 2-2, or the 1-2. That's part of me. The 2-2, that's also going to miss. 3-2 now the count. Sundquist battling back here. Now a full count to the leadoff hitters, playing behind the plate for the Gladstone Braves. This will be pitch number 8 of the at-bat upcoming here for Kylee Wyman. She winds, she deals. It's going to be popped up down the first baseline. Seeing if she can make a play is Campbell, but it's going to get out of play. Wasn't that bad to start the game here for Lauren Sundquist? That's her third foul ball on 2 strikes. Count is 3-2. Pitch number 9 of the at-bat upcoming here. It's Clare. It's Gladstone here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. The winner of this game is in the state semifinals in East Lansing this Friday at 5:30. Another foul tip. Again, this right here is why she has a .649 batting average on the year. Savannah Buzelli retrieving. Loose foul ball there. Wyman looks to the dugout here once again for the sign. Wouldn't be surprised to see her pull the string on here. You don't want to put the leadoff hitter on, but again, when you got somebody like Sundquist, you want to go after her. This one's a foul ball down the first baseline. It's playable for Campbell. So it took a lot of pitches, but you get a pop out in foul territory to one of the best hitters, maybe not in the state, maybe in the country. Again, she's a 649 hitter on the year. She's going to MIT next year. Pretty cool stuff. Tia Schoen now stepping to the plate. She is the pitching counterpart against Kylee Wyman here in game number 1. Against Wyman in the circle behind the plate, Buzelli. At first, it's Campbell. At second, it's Brandon. At third, it's Allen. At short, it's Kelly. Out in left field, it's Maddie Jones. In center field, it's Addie McMillan. And out in right field, it's Olivia Forsberg, the DP. First pitch, Schoen's going to swing through it, 0-1 to count. Wyman winds and deals, fires it in there. Smoke right down the middle. Schoen didn't have anything to do with that one. Wyman stepping to the back of the circle. Checks things. Now she winds and deals with the 0-2. That's just going to miss outside. 1-2 now the count to Tia Schoen. Clare girls in the all black, the green and white lettering. The Gladstone girls, and they're all black with the purple and white lettering. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 for Kylee Wyman, her first of the game. She has struck out double digits, I believe, in every playoff game she's had this year. And coming into today, you ready for this number? She now has 200 more strikeouts than walks. Coming into today, it was 230 strikeouts to 31 walks. Now make that 231 to 31. She's 20-0. What a year for Kylee Wyman. Now at the plate is Lauren Pear. She swings through the first pitch, can't catch up with it. Wyman looks to the dugout. You can hear the encouragement just barely in the background being yelled from her teammates. Second pitch right down the middle. Gas once again from Wyman. She's quickly ahead in the count, 0-2. Checks her quarterback, pitcher's wrist there. I always like to call it the quarterback wrist because it just kind of makes sense to anybody who watches football when I say that. Signal comes from the dugout. They look down. There's going to be some numbers that correlate to a pitch, a location. Here comes the 1-2 from Wyman after the last one missed. That one's just going to miss as well. 2-2 now the count to Lauren Pear. Pear was first team all-conference player for the Gladstone Lady Braves. Whole lot of twos up there. Top of the first inning. We're scoreless. 2-2 the count. 2 out. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Kylee Wyman. 0 runs, 0 hits, 0 errors, nobody left on. Due up for the Lady Pioneers, brought to you by J&J Auto, Mount Pleasant Heating AC, Konwinski Construction, and your official Clare Pioneer Gear headquarters, almost up north, and Stitches for Britches. It's Allison Brandon, Addie McMillan, and Tessa Kelly. Again, when you look at this lineup, it is just insane. Allison Brandon on the year, a 473 hitter with 47 RBI, 24 extra base hits, and 3 home runs. That's from the leadoff spot. Number 2 hitter is Addie McMillan. On the year, she is a 447 hitter with 38 RBI on the year. Jake Johnston up here taking in some Clare Pioneer softball. And it's at the point of the year where everybody in mid-Michigan now, I feel like, comes together and pulls for the Lady Pioneers because there, as I texted Coach Kelly late Saturday after my 12-inning marathon game with Sacred Heart got over, you're the only one left, Coach. It wasn't the greatest Saturday. Beale City lost 10-11 and 7. Shepherd fell 9-1 to a really good Escanaba team. Sacred Heart Academy fell in 12 innings, just barely outlasted by Portland St. Pat's. Here comes Brandon to the plate. Brandon had the biggest home run I've seen all year, and she's going to rope this one right away out to right field for a base hit. And you can hear the crowd roar. That's just a base hit. And again, that's the point of season you are at. Any type of play now, it's going to get extra cheers. It's going to get extra love. Here comes McMillan to the plate. 447 hitter, 38 RBI. She has 16 extra base hits, 2 home runs. She's 25 of 25 stolen bases. Must run in the family. Her cousin is Grady Peratt, the all-time stolen base leader for Sacred Heart Academy. Sorry, Scott Peratt, but I know Addie McMillan, Grady Peratt root on each other every chance they can get. And 25 of 25 stolen bases. Grady would even give that a tip of the cap. 1-1 is going to bounce up there. It's 2-0 very quickly to Addie McMillan and Allison Brandon on first base. And after back-to-back strikeouts to end the top of the first inning, you already feel some momentum on the side of the Clare Pioneers. That one's going to miss high. 3-0 the count to Addie McMillan. Tessa Kelly, who is on deck, is a .488 hitter with 65 RBI. You don't want to give 11 a chance to drive in a run. Tessa Kelly wears number 11, I should say. That one's in there for a strike. McMillan taking all the way. Shown back into the middle of the circle. Winds it, deals with the 3-1. That one's going to miss high. Moving up to second base on the walk is Brandon. At first is McMillan. So you got a lot of speed now with Brandon at second, McMillan at first. Tessa Kelly, the drive to the gap here could possibly score 2. And Kelly is a threat to send one out here as well. Coming into the game, Tessa Kelly has 7 home runs. Swings and misses at the first one, 0-1 to count. And Tia Schoen, first team all-conference pitcher. So you know she's got the stuff, but you know she's given up some runs this year too. That's the thing about softball. You got to battle through some runs no matter what the case. Kelly shows bunt. It's going to go foul, counting out 0-2. That also tells you a little bit about this team. You got a girl leads the team in RBI with 65 and batting average 488. She's still willing to drop down the bunt to move up a pair of runners. Here comes the 0-2 to Kelly. She's going to foul it off. Tessa Kelly, all-state shortstop. Get a number of these girls. I believe Wyman will play at the next level. Brandon's playing at mid. McMillan's playing at the next level. Kelly's playing at the next level. Uzelli might be as well. Maddie Jones is. That one's going to be another foul tip. It'll remain 0-2. Again, this team loaded with college softball talent. Third base, first place, playing in for Gladstone. Here comes the 0-2 to Kelly. That one's going to miss high, 1-2. Good eye for Kelly. Good eye from Kelly, laying off the high heat that time. And playing it at first, it's Brooke Pendergrass. Playing it at third, it's Maddie Sundquist. This one's going to be a dribbler. It's going to go foul down the third baseline. That would have been trouble for Gladstone had that stayed fair. It definitely would have scored Brandon from first. Or from second, pardon me. Got 1-2 to Tessa Kelly. She's already fouled 3 off. This will be pitch number 7 of the at-bat here. Tia Schoen back into the circle. She winds, she deals. Swing and a miss. She turns up the gas on that one. It's going to have Kelly going down on strikes. That'll bring Maddie Jones to the plate with 1 down, runners on first and second for the Lady Pioneers. Again, if you're Schoen, you got to feel really good about getting Tessa Kelly. Again, she's a .488 hitter on the year. Now stepping in is Maddie Jones, who's a .487 hitter on the year. Second on the team with 51 RBIs. She has 22 doubles on the year. She's going to swing at the first pitch and foul it back. She has got the power to take it yard. 200 all the way around here at Sheboygan High School. It's a beautiful facility here. The high school right in the background. If you hit it deep enough out to right center field, you could hit the school. Jones is going to send this one to the pitcher. Schoen's going to fumble it a little bit. Tries to get into time to first. She will just be out. Hoo-hoo. That was a really, really close play. Nice job by Schoen recovering on the mound. But it does move up the runners 90 feet. Breeze Yarger is now stepping to the plate. Runners on second and third. Yarger, .396 hitter, 37 RBI on the year. 10 extra base hits. 7 for 8 stolen bases on the year for Yarger. Brandon at third. She could score on a pass ball here. First one's going to be in the dirt. That'll miss. Morgan Campbell on deck. Again, you try thinking about pitching around anybody in this lineup. You can't. Campbell's a .357 hitter. 5 extra base hits on the year. This one's going to be fouled off the backstop by Yarger. 1-1 now the count. Yarger, the DH, playing out in right field for her is Olivia Forsberg. But either one of those girls have the ability to step into each other's roles well if they need to. Forsberg on the year, 339 hitter. This one's going to be fouled off just out of play. A run count to 1-2 now for Yarger. So now if you're Gladstone, you'd feel really good about getting out of this inning. The first two runners get on, and neither of them come around to score for Clare. Sun's starting to come out here a little bit at Sheboygan High School. It's kind of been back and forth jacket, t-shirt weather here in northern Michigan. Swing and a miss. Pulling the string on that one is shown, so she'll have a pair of strikeouts as well. But two left on. Nobody able to come across. We're headed to the second inning. Schoen is able to battle back, but Wyman looked dominant on the mound in the bottom of the first with back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more Clare Pioneer softball right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Get your yard ready for spring and summer with Martinez Lawn Care. Martinez Lawn Care is scheduling spring cleanups now, along with bush and tree trimming, landscaping needs, and scheduled mowing services. Find Martinez Lawn Care on Facebook or call them at 989-317-5536. Weefridge Financial knows it can be incredibly overwhelming to navigate the world of financial planning. With trusted guidance and easy-to-understand advice, you can feel comfortable in your financial future with Weefridge Financial. Weefridge Financial assists people in all stages of life with a specialization in retirement and investment planning. Experience the power of working with an advisor dedicated to your success. Visit WeefridgeFinancial.com. Visit them in downtown Mount Pleasant. Call or text 989-953-7888. Weefridge Financial, member SIPC. Konwinski Construction offers a full range of construction services on small and large projects. Konwinski Construction is a leader in the community and are proud to support those student athletes who will be leading our community tomorrow. Konwinski Construction on Gover Parkway, Mount Pleasant.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Wyman back in the circle for the 37-2 Pioneers. Tiana Reynolds at the plate for Gladstone. First pitch from Wyman is going to miss, 1-0. Wyman zings this one. It's going to be a ground ball. Great play from Alyssa Brandon at second base. A big shout out to Jake Johnson, calling her Allison Brandon. That's a my bad to Alyssa Brandon there. And when you got a girl who hit the biggest bomb I feel like I've seen all year, her and Emily Taylor, I should definitely make sure I get her name right there. Maddie Sundquist now stepping to the plate. Wyman checking the wrist, getting ready to go. One out here, top of the second inning. We are scoreless. Clare, Gladstone, state quarterfinal softball action here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Clare had two runners on with nobody out in the first inning, but weren't able to manufacture anything. That one will be fouled off down the first baseline. 0-2 now the count to Sundquist. Wyman gets the ball back. Foul territory. Steps toward the back of the circle. Again, looks to the dugout. Gets that signal. Heads to the middle of the circle and gets ready for the 0-2. She winds and she deals. She's just going to miss high on that one to Maddie Sundquist. What I'm going to assume here is the younger sister of Lauren Sundquist. Maddie Sundquist, first team all-conference player for Gladstone. Swing and a miss. Already the third strikeout for Kylee Wyman through 1 2/3. Stepping to the plate now is Allie Larson. She plays second base. Again, Wyman, I believe, was 17. She struck out in the district finals. 13-14 in their regional final. She's just been absolutely dominant in the circle for the Pioneers here in this playoff run. First pitch to Larson is going to be right down Broadway for a strike. Coach Jake Johnston for Beale City here. Ask him how much smoke Wyman's got on her fastball here as she is zipping it by batters right now. It's 0-2 to Larson real quick. Wyman winds, deals. Ooh, that one's just going to miss. 1-2 now the count to Allie Larson. Wyman again checks things, steps up, throws it. This one's going to be fouled off down the first baseline, out of play. Count will remain 1-2. Larson now battling a little bit here. And Wyman looks to the sideline. He's got the signal. She winds and deals the 1-2. Swing and a miss. 4 strikeouts through 2 innings for Kylee Wyman. Due up for the Pioneers. Brought to you by our friends at Kenneth Egger DDS, the Fisher Companies, WW Construction, and Bogwai Banga and Bradley. It's Morgan Campbell, the aforementioned Kylee Wyman, and Savannah Bazzelli, all coming up for Clare right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. When your team or business needs to look good, don't get left hanging. Call or stop by Hanging by a Thread in Wademan, the official embroiders for the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Hanging by a Thread, a proud supporter of local schools.
J&J Auto in Wademan is Mid-Michigan's elite automotive repair shop. J&J Auto offers complete collision repair and mechanical repair. Stop by on Wademan Road or call them today at 989-644-8908. J&J Auto, proud supporters of high school student athletes.
Value is not just a price. When you buy something for your home, it's an investment. Knowing that you're getting a great deal and service after the sale is priceless. At Woods Household, we only carry quality products for your home at competitive prices. Furniture that is attractive and durable. Comfortable mattresses that last for years. Flooring that stands up to wear and tear. These are all products that last by trusted name brands like FlexSteel, Serta, Whirlpool, and many more. So shop the Woods way.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. They are working quickly here as Morgan Campbell's down 2 strikes. One went by or one was fouled off. It's 0-2 to the youngster playing first base for the Pioneers. On the year, Campbell, 357 hitter. She's 6 for 6 on stolen bases. She has 5 extra base hits and 24 RBI. Swings and misses that one. It's going to be another strikeout. Tia Schoen now has it going for Gladstone. And you wonder the type of talent that she faced up there in the UP, but she has now struck out 3 batters. But the problem with this Clare lineup, it doesn't let up. You now have Wyman, Buzelli, and Allen. First pitch to Wyman is going to be a strike. Kylee Wyman on the year, 341 hitter, 4 extra base hits, 8 bombs for Kylee Wyman. Second one's going to miss high. That's where a team like this, and the same with the Beale City Sacred Heart girls, I feel like they really hurt you. You know you got to battle 1 through 4, 1 through 5, but then you get to this part of the lineup, and it's just as good, and you start to think if you're shown in the circle, you can relax a little bit, and then all of a sudden it's turned back around the top of the order. There's a few runs on the board. But right now, Schoen has got it going after giving up hits to the first, or walking, or a hit to the first batter and then a walk. She has another strikeout here. That is now 4 strikeouts in 3 in a row for Tia Schoen in the circle for Gladstone. Love going out. Some of her friends, Brad Malley, Well Drilling and Construction, Mount Pleasant Automotive, Berry Funeral Home, the Isabella Community Sportsplex, Mid-Michigan Industries, Boomer's Lawn Care, a Doozie's Ice Cream Place, along with a Rick's Food Center. Swing and a miss on the first pitch for Buzelli. On the year, Savannah Buzelli, 394 hitter on the year, 9 extra base hits and 2 home runs. Again, her stolen base numbers, her runs numbers aren't really there because a lot of times she is pinch ran for as she's the catcher. Here comes the 1-1. She's going to send this one out to second base. Not an easy play. It's over in time, and that was a really, really quick second inning there for both teams as they both go 3 up, 3 down in the second. It's 7-8-9. Quigley, Goodman, Tremblay due up for Gladstone in the third inning. Again, going very, very quickly here at Sheboygan High School, but that's what you expect when you got 2 teams that are excellent at defense. Back with the third inning right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Clark Modular Homes in Mount Pleasant are a one-stop shop from the buy, the build, and beyond with their fantastic service department. Stop in to see their selection and purchase options today on Pickard Road or visit them online at modularhomesbyclark.com. Clark Modular Homes, supporting Mid-Michigan youth in and out of the classroom.
Bill's Custom Fab can handle any job you need, from large-scale steel building projects to fixing your favorite stainless serving pan. Bill's Custom Fab can weld and fabricate anything. Call today at 989-772-5817 or stop by on Gover Parkway in Mount Pleasant. Good luck to all of our local athletes from Bill's Custom Fab.
The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Top of the third inning. Back on the plate. Well, at the plate for the first time. It's Malia Quigley. Back in the circle is Kylee Wyman. She's got 4 strikeouts through 2 innings. She starts off this third inning very good as well with a strike to Quigley. Goodman, Tremblay on deck. The winner of this game is going to play Ravenna. They were up 9-0 earlier. I'll be very, very surprised if they don't hang on to win. I'll double-check the score. And on the other side of the bracket, got Langsburg, Grass Lake, along with Algonac, and Millington battling each other. Second one makes Quigley back up a little bit, but it's right in the zone for strike 2. Wyman back into the circle. Just going to miss low. That's where you want an 0-2 pitch, though, if you are Kylee Wyman. Quigley steps back in, gets some instructions from Coach Hero down the first baseline. That's just going to miss. 2-2 now the count for Quigley. And the Gladstone hitters have had trouble catching up with that low heat, so Quigley, maybe a questionable take there, but she gets the ball call. Maybe be something good going forward for Gladstone, as all the hitters have seemed to chase that low pitch in the zone. She lets that one go again. Count is now ran full to 3-2. Wyman checks things, winds and deals, so it's going to be fouled out of play. Ava Goodman, the shortstop, is on deck. And it's Emma Tremblay after that, and then we're back to the top of the order. Wyman checks, winds, deals. This one's going to be fouled down the first baseline. Campbell gives chase, but she can't get there. Good hustle for Morgan Campbell, trying to chase that one into foul territory. So now it'll be pitch number 8 of the at-bat coming up here for Malia Quigley. Leading off the third inning here for Gladstone. They're still looking for their first base runner of this game. Here in the top of the third. That's going to miss outside, so it will be a walk surrendered to Quigley. They get their first base runner of the game with Ava Goodman coming to the plate. It means as long as there's not a double play, they should turn around the order with a base runner on for the ever-dangerous Lauren Sundquist, who's a .649 hitter on the year, with I'm sure well over a .700 on-base percentage. Goodman now to the plate, number 8 hitter, plays shortstop for Gladstone. Wyman winds, deals. First pitch over for a strike. Wyman winds and deals with the 0-1. Swing and a miss there for Goodman. Wyman walks it back to the back of the circle and steps into the middle onto the rubber. The right foot. Winds and deals. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Kylee Wyman. Make that 5, and Ravenna has officially won 10-0. So the winner of this game plays Ravenna 5:30 on Friday. And similar to Gladstone, the only thing I know about Ravenna is they did beat Sacred Heart earlier this year, and so they're going to be a really, really good team. Stepping in, batting from the left side is Tremblay. Playing way in at first base and third base is Campbell and Allen. Tremblay swings at the first pitch, and I was expecting with her batting on the left side there, maybe some type of a slap hitting player. That's usually what you see when someone's batting from the left side, unless they're a lefty in softball action. But she swings through that one. That one right down the middle for a strike. Wyman heading to count 0-2. Wines, deals. This one's going to be grounded up the middle. Not an easy play. It hits the glove of Allen at third base, which allows Kylee, or doesn't allow Kylee to get it at short. That would be a seeing eye single there for Tremblay. And moves Quigley up to second base and brings up the very, very dangerous Lauren Sundquist. And if I'm Coach Kylee here, you got to think about putting Sundquist on. Again, Sundquist is a 649 hitter stepping to the plate here. She's going to MIT. And it does look like they're going to go after her. Runners on first and second, one out. Sundquist swings at the first pitch. She's going to foul it back. It's a top hitter in the Upper Peninsula here with Lauren Sundquist, a 649. Well, there's the MVP and then the top hitter, but the MVP was also an excellent pitcher who's going to Michigan, girl from Escanaba, so I will call her the top hitter in the UP. We got one out. We're in the top of the third inning. Two runners on for Gladstone, their biggest bat at the plate. Wyman has already struck out 5 in this ball game, so they're not going to be afraid to go right after her. She looks towards the dugout for the signal. Here comes the pitch. It's going to miss outside. 1-1 now, the count to Sundquist. On deck is Tia Schoen. She struck out her first time up. 5 Braves from Gladstone went down via the strikeout the first time through the order with Kylee Wyman. Whole lot of ones up there. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. We're here in the third inning. This one's going to be popped up. Forsberg coming in from right field, and she makes the catch. What a play from Forsberg. With the wind blowing out here, that is not an easy play out there in right field as that thing was tracking and tracking and tracking towards foul territory. She was able to make the catch. There is now 2 down with Schoen stepping to the plate. The runners remain at first and second as well with that excellent play from Forsberg out in right field. Schoen, through 2 innings, has struck out 4. Through 2 2/3, Wyman has struck out 5. It's going to be a first pitch strike to Schoen there. Not much of a lead from either. Well, I guess you can't lead off, but I say runners at first and second don't really look like they're trying to go. Here comes a hit. It's going to be caught by, what a catch from Brandon at second base. And that'll get Clare out of the inning, so they leave 2 on as well here. And so what a battle we have got brewing between Clare and Gladstone. We are headed to the bottom of the third inning. Due up for the Lady Pioneers. It's Pam Allen. Then back to the top of the order with Alyssa Brandon, who just made that fantastic catch. And then Addie McMillan due up after that. And if you're Tia Schoen, you got to be careful. The number 9 hitter, Pam Allen, is not your normal number 9 hitter. She's a .343 hitter on the year with 19 RBI, 7 extra base hits, 2 home runs, and she's 12 of 13 on stolen bases on the season. Again, she's not the type of person you usually see in the number 9 spot. You put her on some other teams, she could very well be your leadoff hitter or your cleanup hitter. Speaking of other teams, softball and baseball in the Mid-Michigan area this year, just absolutely insane. Myself and Jim Lottie were talking about it. The 6 teams that I cover, Sacred Heart Academy, Beale City, Clare, Shepherd, Mount Pleasant, and Ithaca, you add up everything, baseball, softball combined, this year they were 313 and 120. Think about how much they play each other, too. Just insane. And softball in particular, 182 and 49 on the year. Those 6 teams. Unbelievable. Wyman back into the circle. She's going to miss with the first pitch to Pam Allen. You'd love to get on here if you're Allen. Turn it back around to the top of the order. Allen batting from the left side. She's going to Put this one out towards the left field line, or the left field line. It's going to go foul. 1-1 now the count. Pam Allen plays third base for the Pioneers. She trots back after that foul ball. So the first inning, Clare had a hit and a walk, left two stranded. Same thing just happened in the third inning for Gladstone. Pulling the string on that one is shown. It'll be over for a strike. 1-2 the count. Shown waiting. Here comes the 1-2. It's just going to miss. 2-2 now the count to Allen. So far, a pitching duel between Tia Schoen and Kylee Wyman. We are scoreless here in the bottom of the third. Allen's going to put this one into play over towards second base. It's going to be a short toss over to first in time for the out. Larson to Pendergraft for the out. Back to the top of the order here with Alyssa Brandon, who singled her first time up. She was ultimately stranded at third base. And the only runner of the game at third base, I should say. Brandon digs in from the right side. Going to Mid-Michigan next year to continue her softball career. 1-0 the count to Alyssa Brandon as that first one misses. Here comes the next pitch from Schoen. That's going to be inside. 2-0. Here comes the 2-0. This one's going to be fouled back out of play. And that's exactly why I parked my car back in the third row here. So that type of foul ball. You hear the wind start to blow. It's blowing straight in out from left field. It's going to be tough to put one out here at Sheboygan High School today. Brandon's going to foul that one off as well. 2-2 now the count to Alyssa Brandon. On the year, she's .473 hitter, 47 RBI, 24 extra base hits, and 3 home runs. Going to send this one towards third. It's going to be a fair ball. She rounds first and heads for second with the hustle. Big time hustle from Alyssa Brandon right there as she turns what should have just been a single into a double. It was a line shot down the third baseline. Getting a glove on it was Maddie Sundquist, but she couldn't bring it in. It trickled off into foul territory. The heads-up play from Brandon has her at second base with just one out. McMillan stepping back to the plate. Here comes the pitch from Schoen. That's going to miss high. Great scoring opportunity here for Clare with Brandon at second base. Just one out. Your number 2-3 hitters coming up. McMillan's going to foul this one out of play down the third baseline. And a heads-up play over there from Maddie Sundquist, who plays third base. She stayed on the bag, and for a moment I wondered what she's doing. But if there was some type of catch and they tried to tag, she did need to be there. So very intelligent play over at third base from Gladstone. 1-1 the count, one out, runner at second base for Clare here in the bottom of the third inning. Schoen, winds, deals. So one's going to hit towards third. Chance for a double play, but diving back is Brandon. What a catch over there by Sundquist at third base. So it's a line out to third base, and that'll bring up Tessa Kelly to the plate. Big moment here for the seniors. 488 hitter. She has 65 RBI on the year. 16 extra base hits, 7 home runs. 10 for 12 stolen bases on the year. First team All-Stater last year. Here comes the first pitch for Kelly. She's going to jump out of the way of that one. It's inside, 1-0. Kelly struck out her first time up. It was a 1-2 count, but she had fouled off 3 pitches, and so a nice at-bat. Schoen just kept battling and was finally able to get her. That one's going to be over. 1-1 now the count to Kelly. Schoen walks to the back of the circle. Now to the middle. Here comes the 1-1. Nice change up there. Kelly's way out in front. Count now 1-2 to Tessa Kelly. Brandon on base for the second time. She was stranded at third in the first. She does not want to be stranded at second here in the third. Comes the pitch from Kelly. She reaches out, tries to get it, but it will be strike 3. That is strikeout number 5 through Schoen through 3. We have got a pitching duel with Tia Schoen and Kylee Wyman due up for Gladstone. It's Pair, it's Reynolds, it's Sundquist. It is 3-4-5 right in the heart of the order here. We'll see if they can get something going. We are scoreless. 0-0 heading to inning number 4, state quarterfinal softball action. A great pitching duel going on right now. Back with more Clare Championship Softball right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Hey, Rowan, want to toss the ball around?
No, thanks.
A quick game of chess?
Maybe later.
Want me to teach you to ride a bike?
Papa, we did all that when I was little.
I guess you're right. Marbury-Law's kept me so busy, time has just flown by.
There is one thing, though. You got any cookies?
Thought you'd never ask.
Joe Wentworth with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes, working hard and showing pride for our community. For all of your real estate needs, go with Joe. Joe Wentworth with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, 989-817-1291.
Block Electric Company is a proud supporter of local schools and high school student athletes, learning skills in and out of the classroom to lead our communities tomorrow. Good luck to all student athletes from Block Electric, and go Aggies! Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. First pitch to Lauren Pair is going to miss for Kylee Wyman. She has struck out 5 through 3. That one's also going to miss. 2-0 now the count to Pair. Say last inning, 2 base runners were on for Gladstone, but they were ultimately stranded at first and second. There was 1 out, turn it back to the top of the order. Wyman got Sundquist to fly out to right field and Schoen to pop out to second base. That one will be fouled out, play 2-1. Tiana Reynolds on deck for Gladstone. We are scoreless. Top of the 4th inning. Clare, Gladstone. State quarterfinal softball. The winner of this game goes to Michigan State University. Swing and a miss there for Pair. She struck out her first time up. Wyman winds, deals. Ooh, that one's just going to miss. That's one thing. I don't think Wyman's gotten a called third strike yet. There's been a few of them that have been close. Steps back in, ready to go with the 3-2. That's going to miss high. It'll be a leadoff walk here for Gladstone. Second inning in a row that they've had the leadoff hitter on via walk. Reynolds now stepping to the plate. She grounded out to second base in the second inning on the second pitch of her at-bat. To number 2, Kylee Wyman. We're in the 4th inning. Clare, Gladstone, scoreless. First pitch is going to miss to Reynolds, 1-0. That is the one big-time advantage you've got if you are Coach Kelly of Clare. Wyman, 115 innings pitched. Maddie Jones, 93 innings pitched. This one's going to be fouled out of play. Hustling from third base was Pam Allen to try and make the play behind the plate, but it'll go foul. 1-1 now the count. Pair at first base for Gladstone. Nobody out. Top of the 4th inning. Here comes the next pitch from Wyman. Swing and a miss. Now 1-2. Love going out to our sponsors. Gross Farms, Brad Gross Electric, Schaefer's Bait and Sporting Goods, Clare Pioneer Gear Headquarters, almost up north, and Stitches for Britches, along with our friends at Pier Plumbing. This one's going to be hit out towards right field, gathering underneath. It is Forsberg. She makes the catch, and she will not allow a tag either. Great play from Forsberg out in right field. You can see why she is all-conference outfielder there. Sundquist now heading to the plate. Maddie Sundquist to the plate, but more love to our sponsors. Joe Wentworth and Brace Up McGrath, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, Hanging by a Thread, Isabella Bank, Pier Plumbing, Bryant Family Farms, All Seasons Fireworks, Block Electric, The Diner, Central Michigan Sand and Gravel, along with Martinez Lawn Care and JJ Painting. Maddie Sundquist struck out her first time up. That was back in the second inning. First pitch is going to be low, 1-0. We're in the top of the fourth inning. 0-0 is the score with Clare and Gladstone. Clare softball, the last of the 12 baseball softball teams that I've been covering in the Mid-Michigan area this spring. Here comes the windup and the pitch. Showing butt is Sundquist. Great cover over at first base. Brandon still gets the tag down. Oh, no, they're going to say she didn't. Ooh, that was a tough, close call right there. Brandon did a great job covering. It looked like the throw was in time for Campbell, but instead it's runners on first and second with one out and an opportunity here. I'm going to put a little question mark by that one as well. Something to remember there, because that was very close. Brandon did have to come off the bag, but then it looked like she got back on the bag before Sundquist got there on the bunt. But great hustle from Maddie Sundquist. They show bunt once again. It's down. They look to go to third for the out, over to first for the out. It's not there. And so now the bases are loaded with Malia Quigley coming to the plate. One out here, top of the fourth inning. Coach Kelly now stepping out of the dugout here to have a quick conversation with his team. And the way Wyman can pitch, though, Quigley walked her first time up on a really nice at-bat. It was an 8-pitch at-bat before she drew the walk. It's Goodman and then Tremblay up after that. There was 2 left on in the third for Gladstone. You got the feeling you cannot leave 3 on here in the fourth if you are the Lady Braves of Gladstone. The Lady Pioneers of Clare. First big trouble situation they've been in here today. But with this Clare lineup, you expect them to put up some runs. Playing in at first and third. It's Campbell. It's Allen. Wyman winds and deals. First pitch is going to be over for a strike to Quigley. And one thing, if you are the right fielder, Malia Quigley, second-team all-conference player, this is a lot of pressure to be dealing with right now. One out. We're scoreless in the top of the fourth inning. Second pitch over for a strike for Wyman. A punch-out here would be huge. Wyman steps back to the back of the circle. Now steps back in. Here comes the 0-2. It'll be fouled out of play. Nice battle from Quigley. Wyman kicking a little dirt around at the back of the circle. Steps back in the middle. She's got the sign. She wide. She deals. It's going to be hit up the middle. They're going to get the force out at home. Looking for the double play on the first base line. They got it! What a play! Kylee Wyman back to the catcher. It's your very rare 1-2-3 double play, and Clare gets out of the inning. What a play! Right back to Wyman. They get the out, and what a fantastic job from Buzelli behind the plate with the thought to get it down to first base to Morgan Campbell. What a huge play. Gladstone is going to leave them loaded. They have now left, well, I guess you'd be leaving 2 on there because you get the out at home, but you leaving 2 on, but just a big-time situation there in the last 2 innings. The fact that they come out of it with 0 runs, and you had 5 base runners now due up for the Lady Pioneers. It's Maddie Jones, Breeze Yarger, and Morgan Campbell, brought to you by our friends at Konwinski Construction, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, ENS Graphics, along with GNS Mechanical, and our friends at Mount Pleasant Public Schools. Yeah, it's summer now, but Mount Pleasant Public Schools, they need bus drivers, they need parapros for next year, and all kinds of other jobs, actually. Go to mtpleasant-schools with an S. That's mtpleasantschools with an S .net to get started. First pitch to Maddie Jones is going to miss 1-0. On the year, Maddie Jones has 22 doubles and 7 home runs. That is just unreal power for Jones. 2-0 now the count to Maddie Jones. But what a double play there to end the threat in the top of the 4th inning. Jones is going to foul this one off. The count is now 2-1. Maddie Jones wears 00. Number 2 hitter on the team with a .487 average, 51 RBI, 22 doubles, 7 homers. And on the mound, 93 innings pitched, 114 strikeouts, just 45 walks. She's going to swing through that one. The count's now 2-2. Here comes the next pitch from Tia Schoen, who has been dynamite for Gladstone in this one. Jones is going to foul it off, and I feel like she just missed that one. 5 strikeouts for Schoen through 3. She's been as good as advertised. First team all-conference player. That one's going to miss. That'll run the count full to 3-2. Love to get that leadoff hitter on here in the 4th inning. This one's going to be smoked out to left field for a single. Jones absolutely roped that one. And after that double play, starting to be a little bit of fear for Clare with those bases loaded, 1 out. Then you get the double play to get you out of the inning, and you got more momentum on your side here. Breeze Yargert now stepping to the dish for the Pioneers. Swings through that first one, 0-1. Jones ready to sprint away from first base. If anything, gets by the catcher, Sundquist. They show bunt. It's going to be fouled down the first baseline. Count's now going to be 0-2 to Yarger, which will take the bunt out of play. Right now, if you're Clare with the way Wyman's pitching, you are just trying to manufacture a run here at this point. This one's going to be fouled off. A message, I believe, from Jackie Kelly. I cannot show you more than the scoreboard. It's only audio-only coverage in the MHSAA playoffs. The NFHS network and the MHSAA own the video rights, and so my bad for not putting that on the feed. But all we got for you is the scoreboard and then listening to this crazy cat. Another foul ball. The count remains 0-2. So you pitch number 5 of the at-bat upcoming for Breeze Yarger. Maddie Jones is at first base. There's nobody out here. Bottom of the 4th inning. That one's going to miss outside. 1-2 the count to Yarger. But again, this will be pitch number 6 of the at-bat here. Nobody out. Bottom 4. This one's going to be hit out towards center field. Not an easy play out there. Gathering underneath it to make the catch about 5 feet in front of the fence is Emma Tremblay. And with that wind, that could have held that in here. If you got the wind blowing out the other way, that definitely could have taken that one out of here. That'll bring Morgan Campbell to the plate with a 1 out, runner on first base. Campbell's going to send this one out towards center field. Gathering underneath it is Tremblay once again to make the catch. And so back-to-back flyouts to center field after the leadoff single from Maddie Jones. And there's now 2 outs with Kylee Wyman stepping to the plate. She struck out her first time up. Wyman on the year, 341 hitter, 4 extra base hits, 8 home runs, 31 RBI. Just looking for the home run ball on the first pitch. She'll swing through it, 0-1 the count. Schoen back in the circle. She winds and deals with the 0-1. Wyman just misses this one as she fouls it to the backstop. Jones at first base. 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th inning. We are scoreless. That one's going to miss. Low and outside. 1-2 now. The count to Kylee Wyman facing her pitching counterpart, Tia Schoen. Here comes the 1-2 from Tia Schoen. She winds. She deals. That's going to miss outside. 2-2. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning here in state quarterfinal action. Scoreless with Clare and Gladstone. Wyman fouls this one off as well. Buselli is on deck. She grounded out to second base her first time up. Schoen walks back to the back of the circle, out of the middle of the rubber. Here comes the 2-2. Foul back once again from Wyman. You just see the determination in Wyman's face. Well, I guess you see the scoreboard. I'm looking at the determination in her face right now as she steps back in. The 2-2 count. Swings and misses at that one. What a pitch from Tia Schoen as she pulls the string on it. And Clare will leave one on again after getting the leadoff runner on with the hit. We are headed to inning number 5. Tia Schoen has struck out 6 through 4. Kylee Wyman has struck out 5 through 4. We have an absolute pitching duel on our hands with these two youngsters. Keep our broadcast right here. I think some more of our great sponsors: Woods Household Appliance, Weefrich Financial, Clark Modular Homes, The Bird All-American Grill, Bill's Custom Fab, Gates Drilling and Service, along with a Barbary Laws. We're coming to you from the Barbary Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. Love going out to J&J Auto, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, ENS Graphics, and GNS Mechanical. Next time through for Clare, it's Goodman, Tremblay, then back to the top of the order for Gladstone here. For Clare, it's the same thing. It's 8, 9, and then 1 due up here in inning number 5. Whether it's Buzelli, Allen, or Brandon when she comes back up. So far, Brandon's definitely been the Weber Brothers Sawmill timber of the game, the Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, Gates Drilling and Service drive of the game, all of that stuff as well, as she's 2 for 2 on the day with a single and a double. But she was stranded at third in the first and stranded at second in the third. Wyman back in the circle for the Lady Pioneers. Gladstone just had the bases loaded, but it was a 1, 2, 3 double play to get him out of the inning. Got the force at home, got the force at first. Wyman, Buzelli, Campbell to take down Gladstone in the 4th. First pitch to Goodman's going to be over for a strike. Her first time up in the second inning, she struck out on 3 pitches. Wyman working quickly. That one will stay low. 1-1. Wyman taking a moment or two this time. Again, looks back to the dugout. Has the signals ready for the 1-1. Goodman awaits it. It'll miss in the dirt. 2-1 now to Ava Goodman. The last time I saw this Clare team facing a really good pitcher in Cammie Litton from Sanford, they put up 15 runs in 3 innings. It tells you how good Tia Schoen really is. Turning up the gas on that one was Wyman. Goodman couldn't catch up. Count now 2-2. Starting to get down to the nitty-gritty as we're in the top of the 5th inning, and we are scoreless here in the state quarterfinal game with Clare and Gladstone. Both pitchers have been dominant. Schoen, Wyman battling it out here at Sheboygan High School for the right to play at Michigan State University later this week. This one's going to be smoked out to right field, but there's Forsberg again! Forsberg has made several unbelievable plays out in right field for Clare. That one was a liner. She didn't have to dive or anything. She was in a great spot to make the catch, but it was smoked, and she was able to gather underneath it. Well, not even gather underneath it, kind of run at it and make the catch. So a very dramatic fly out to right field there for Ava Goodman. Here comes Emma Tremblay. She singled her first time up back in the second inning and was stranded. Wyman zings it in there. It's going to miss. 1-0 the count. And when Wyman turns up the gas, it's about 60 to 65 miles an hour. That's going to be about 92 to 97 or so, trying to convert it to baseball terms for folks. This one's going to be sent down the third baseline. It'll go foul. Would have been trouble, though. That would have been a very tough play over at third base for Pam Allen to make. Count now 1-1. Allen back into the middle of the circle on the rubber. She winds and deals to 1-1. That's going to stay low. 2-1 now the count. Lauren Sundquist is due up after this. Again, she's headed to MIT next year. She's a 649 hitter. Wyman's been able to go after her a couple times. Took like 8-9 pitches to get her to pop out back in the first, but then she got her to fly out to right field in the third. You don't want to see her with any base runners on. Count now 2-2. So that one was fouled off from Tremblay. Out of play over the dugout down the third base line. Wyman ready with the 2-2. Here we go. Just gonna miss. 3-2 now the count to Tremblay. Ooh. Again, I feel like I haven't seen a called third strike much this game. They're not swinging at it. It's going to be a ball, it seems like. Here comes the 3-2. That will be hit towards the shortstop. Kelly fields it over in time for, no, they're going to call her safe. They're going to say Tremblay beat it out. An infield single there. Kelly charged it, made the throw, but they're going to say Tremblay beat it out. She is now 2 for 2 on the day with a pair of singles, and that'll bring up Lauren Sundquist, the superstar for this Gladwin team, with 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Talked with Coach Wheaton. Said she had a 2-run home run in that 3-0 game. Other than that, though, there was not much offense as Gladstone beat Sacred Heart Academy 3-0. I believe that was at TC St. Francis earlier this year. Again, that's really the only reference point I have with Gladstone, other than their three other 4 losses are to the number 1 team in D2, Escanaba. That one, a lot of gas on it, but it's going to miss high for Wyman. The count is now 1-1 to Lauren Sundquist. And she is a 649 hitter. That was coming in today or at the end of the regular season. That one's going to miss 2-1. Timeout called. Muzelli now going to go out and talk with Wyman. Counts 2-1. And again, Schoen's a very dangerous hitter here, but I don't think you really want to give Sundquist anything special to hit here. Wyman giving herself a moment here. Steps back to the rubber in the middle of the circle. Here comes a 2-1. This one's going to be pop foul out of play. 2-2 now the count. There probably hasn't been a whole lot of times this year that Sundquist has gone 0 for 3. Wyman set to do that right now. That's what happens when you get to this point in the season. You're just going to have great pitching no matter who you're going up against. Here comes a 2-2. It's smoke. What a catch from Kelly! To first in time for not in time for the O. But what a catch from Tessa Kelly. Bill's Custom fabrication of the game material there from Kelly. That was smoked on a rope, and she was just able to reach up and snag it. Excellent job by Tremblay getting back to first as Kelly looked to double her up. What a catch from Tessa Kelly at shortstop. Wow. That is why she is all state making that type of play right there. Now here comes Tia Schoen to the plate. Runner remains at first base. 2 outs. That's going to miss outside 1-0. Again, that catch is something that I'm going to be talking about the rest of this game. Because if she doesn't catch that, that was hit hard enough. It probably gets to the wall here at Sheboygan High School. Tremblay's the center fielder. We would really see the type of speed that Tremblay has as she attempts a steal there. Again, she might have been able to score from first base if Kelly does not come up with that catch. What a play from Tessa Kelly. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Scoreless with Clare and Gladstone. Tia Schoen, Kylee Wyman battling it out in the circle. Schoen's at the plate right now as well. She's 0 for 2 on the day. It's a 1-1 count. Here comes the pitch from Wyman. It's going to be fouled off, 1-2. Back to the 3rd inning. There's 2 left on for Gladstone. The 4th inning, essentially 2 left on, but it was a double play that ended it as well. They had bases loaded, 1 out. Wyman got it back home. Then the catcher got it back to first for the double play. Comes a high fly ball deep to center field. McMillan gathers underneath it to make the catch. And they get out of it after giving up the infield single with 1 out to Tremblay. And so another runner left on base. If you are Gladstone, it's really starting to hurt. You've left on 5 runners the last 3 innings. And again, you could call that 6 if you want. If you're Clare, you've left on 4 runners through 4 innings. What a battle this has been with Tia Schoen and Kylee Wyman. Schoen has struck out 6 through 4. Wyman has struck out 5 through 5. She's also made a fantastic double play with the bases loaded as well. As Savannah Buzelli, Pam Allen, and Alyssa Brandon due up for the Pioneers. Brandon is 2 for 2 on the day. You would love for Buzelli or Allen to get on for your leadoff hitter, Alyssa Brandon, to see if she can make something happen. We're scoreless, heading to the bottom of the 5th inning here in state quarterfinal softball action. Ravenna bested Buchanan earlier today. The winner of this game will play Ravenna 5:30 p.m. Friday down in East Lansing. Again, over on the other side of the bracket, it's Langsburg, Grass Lake, Algonac, I think I'm saying that right, and Millington. Shown back into the circle. And Grass Lake is beating Langsburg 9-7. We'll keep you updated on those games as well. But it will be Ravenna, so the next team, whoever wins here, will play. First pitch from Tia Schoen is going to miss for ball 1 to Savannah Buzelli. It's 0 for 1 on the day with a ground out to second base. It was a 1-1 count when she ground out. That one's also going to miss. 2-0 the count to Buzelli. If she gets on, younger sister Sophia Buzelli most likely come in and run for her. Here comes the 2-0 from Schoen. Swing and a miss that time for Buzelli. 2-1. Schoen winds and deals with the 2-1. That's going to miss high. 3-1. Schoen back in the middle of the circle. Pitcher for Gladstone. She works very, very quickly. She winds and deals. That's going to miss. So it'll be ball 4. Leadoff walk for Savannah Buzelli. We'll have Sophia Buzelli, I imagine, come in and run for her. And actually, maybe with no out, yet we will. So Buzelli coming in to run for Buzelli. Kind of a cool combo there. That'll bring up Pam Allen to the plate. She's 0 for 1. She grounded out to second base to start the 2nd inning. She could be trying to bunt here. Get a runner in scoring position for Alyssa Brandon, who's 2 for 2 on the day. Allen batting from the left side. She throws right, playing third base, bats left. Sundquist playing in at third base. She shows bunt. It's going to be high. She pulls it back, 1-0. Actually waiting to see the call from the umpire saying if she did pull that back or not. Now the umpires are going to get together and make sure they're all on the same page here. Still says 0-0. I've got it listed as 1-0 in the Spockman box score, but we'll see if they say if she pulled it back or not. It's a pretty close play. And so it's 1-0. Nice job by the umpires there getting together to make sure they are on the same page. And we need more officials, more umpires, as those commercials say. There's no umpires. It's just practice. So go to MHSAA.com, click on the Beat the Referee tab to get started becoming an MHSAA official. And not a bad way to make a little extra buck as well. 1-0 the count. Allen shows bunt. She pulls it back, but it actually hits her bat. So the count will be 1-1. Actually, Coach Kelly's wanting to say that it hit her in the elbow. Taking second base was Sophia Buzelli. A nice piece of base running there as it got to the backstop. But again, I think it hit the bat there. It looked like to me the umpires for second moment in a row, I'll make the joke, have got to get together and make sure everybody's on the same page. Waiting to see what the exact scenario is. A little explanation right now to Coach Kylee. And so they are going to say that hit her. Oh, boy. Here we go. The first two runners are on for Clare here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Savannah Buzelli gets the walk. A hit by pitch for Pam Allen. Runners at first and second base for Alyssa Brandon, who's 2 for 2 on the day with a single and a double. We're scoreless here in the fifth. And Gladstone, Schoen, and the catcher, Lauren Sundquist, making sure they are on the same page. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Top of the lineup for Clare. Alyssa Brandon on the year is a .473 hitter, 47 RBI, 24 extra base hits, 3 home runs, including one of the biggest bombs I've seen all year long. 24 extra base hits for Brandon. You'd love to see one right here if you're Clare. That would definitely score Sophia Buzelli from second, who's pinch running for her sister. Could possibly score Allen from first as well. And Coach Hero making his case from Glad when you can't blame him, but it's going to stay the same situation. Runners at first and second for Clare. Bottom of the fifth inning. Nobody out. Alyssa Brandon at the plate. We're scoreless here in the state quarterfinals. Schoen steps out now for a moment, taking her time. Again, we saw a balk to bring in a run for Portland St. Pat's earlier this week. There's no balk in softball, as you can't steal. This one's going to be fouled back by Brandon. She singled on the first pitch she saw in the first inning. It was a 2-2 count when she doubled back in the third. Big, big moment here. Bottom of the fifth inning, state quarterfinal, scoreless game. Runners on first and second for Clare. Nobody out. Alyssa Brandon at the plate. She shows bunt. She puts it out there. It'll be strike 2. I don't mind the idea, though, from Brandon trying to move those runners up. Actually, they've got the count 0-2. All right, they do change it. Wouldn't have minded being wrong on that one. Here comes the 0-2. It's going to be fouled out of play. After Brandon, you've got McMillan. There's nobody out here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Runners at first and second for Clare. Comes the pitch. Great pitch from Tia Schoen. She pulls the string on it, and Brandon's out in front of it. That is her 7th strikeout, and she could not have got one at a better time than right now. Runners remain at first and second with Allen and Buzelli. McMillan now to the plate. She's walked, and she has lined out to third base. She's going to foul this one off the backstop. Tessa Kelly's on deck. She's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Schoen showing why she is first-team all-conference pitcher in the UP. That one's going to miss. 1-1. Addison McMillan on the year is a .447 hitter, 16 extra base hits, 2 home runs, 38 RBI. Hits this one deep out to right center. It's up against the wall. 1 run is a rounding third. Nice throw in. Only 1 run scores. They send another. It's going to be caught up at third. Now they look to get the other run, but it doesn't matter. 1 run is in. Out trying to get home is Pam Allen, trying to come all the way around, but Buzelli does come all the way around. And what hustle from Addie McMillan, as I'm just going to give her credit for the RBI triple. And it's 1-0. Clare with the lead here in the bottom of the fifth inning as Tessa Kelly steps to the plate with 2 outs and a runner on third base. What a hit from McMillan all the way to the wall in right center field to drive in a run. Great play out in right center field to get it in so quickly as Pam Allen was nabbed going home. Great relay throw in as well. The first pitch is going to miss to Kelly. Nice job by Sundquist keeping that one in front of her. Could have allowed McMillan to come in from third on the pass ball. Kelly's going to take that one. It's going to miss high. 2-0 now the count to the senior all-sports star Tessa Kelly. Volleyball, basketball, softball, she gets it done whether it's fall, winter, or spring for Clare. That one's going to be over for a strike. 2-1 now the count to Kelly. Maddie Jones is on deck. She's 1 for 2 on the day. She singled her last time up. That's going to miss. 3-1 now the count. Kelly could see something to hit here. 1-0 Clare with the lead here at the bottom of the 5th. Pitch to Kelly. She's going to take, no, it's going to be a called strike 2. She was ready to take her base, and it looked like it was high, but nope, we're going to do the 3-2 here. 2 outs, runner at third base. Bottom 5, Clare with 1 run across here. Stepping off is shown. She wants another moment here before this next pitch. It's a big one. Here comes the 3-2. It's going to be in the dirt, ball 4. Runners on the corners. Maddie Jones at the plate. She singled her last time up. It was a full count. Clare leads it 1-0 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. They're threatening. 2 outs. Runners at the corners. Your cleanup hitter, Maddie Jones at the plate. Shown. Winds and deals. Yarger sends this one out towards left field. It's not going to be an easy play with that wind, but they will make the catch for out number 3. Clare does strand 2, but 1 run comes across. On 1 hit, the RBI triple from Miss Addie McMillan. You talk about the Bills Custom Fab, fabrication of the game, Gates Drilling and Service, drive of the game, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, drive of the game. A big-time hit right there to get Clare on the board. A big-time play to get Pam Allen out at home as well from Gladstone. This is what you expect when you get to the state quarterfinals. I guess I don't tell Ravenna and Buchanan I said that, as that game was 10-0 Ravenna winning it. That is who the winner of this game will play. But we are headed to the 6th inning. It's 1-0. Clare with the lead over to Gladstone as Kylee Wyman heads back into the circle. Again, updates from the other side of our Division III softball bracket. Grass Lake leads Langsburg 10-7. We'll see if we can find the Millington score here as well for you. And Algonac did beat Millington 8-6. And so Algonac came into the playoffs. They're 15-13 is what I got their record as. Now 16-13, I got that wrong. 24-14 and run. I wrote that down wrong. Pardon me. So Algonac winning. Grass Lake is ahead. Ravenna already won. 1-0 the count here as we start the top of the 6th inning. So Lauren Payne at the plate. Lauren Payne on the day is technically 0 for 1. She has a strikeout and a walk. 1-0. Clare leads it. Top 6. Here comes the pitch from Wyman. Swing and a miss that time for Payne. Couldn't catch up with the smoke. Wyman again steps to the back of the circle. Looks down at the play, or the call for the pitch. Here comes a 2-1. That's over for a strike. 2-2. Top of the 6th inning. Clare leads it 1-0 here in the state quarterfinal versus Gladstone. That's just going to miss low. That's going to run the count full. Again, there have been very, very few call 3 strikes in this one. You're going to have to be right down the middle to get that call 3 strike. Here comes the 3-2. It's going to bounce in there, so the leadoff runner is on. That is Pear's second walk of the game, both of them coming via the full count. Tiana Reynolds now stepping to the plate. She's the DH for Gladstone, the cleanup hitter. She's grounded out to second base and flown out to right field her 2 times up. That fly out to right field was one of several really nice plays from Olivia Forsberg out and right for the Pioneers. Wyman winds and deals. Swinging through that first pitch is Reynolds. It's Wyman in the circle behind the plate. Buzelli. At first, it's Campbell. At second, it's Brandon. At third, it's Allen. At short, it's Kelly. Out in left, it's Jones. In center, it's McMillan. Out in right field, it's Forsberg. Here comes the 0-1. So it's going to be popped up. It's going to be in play. Calling everybody off is Kylee Wyman in the circle, and she'll make the catch. Big first out there, as you don't want Tiana Reynolds to even advance that runner. Sundquist now stepping to the plate. She is technically 1 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and a single, but it's a single with a question mark by it because it was a really close call over at first base. Sundquist, the younger sister of Lauren Sundquist, who's at MIT. She's also a fantastic softball player herself. She was first team all-conference. 1-0 the count to Maddie Sundquist, who's playing third base. Wyman steps back into the circle. She winds and deals. Swing and a miss that time for Maddie Sundquist. And actually it's going to get away as they try and get the throw out at second base, but then they get it into third. McMillan with the throw. I want to say that was McMillan with the throw from center field. I'm looking for a thumbs up, and I get one. They tried to get the runner at second. She steals there, but then she tries to go to third, and they nab her out. What a play from McMillan. Bases are now empty, and there's 2 down. The count's still 1-1 to Sundquist. Way to stay with it there if you're Clare. Looked like you had maybe made the mistake, but then you stay with it. Allen ready for it at third base. She gets the tag and the out. And now it's 1-2 to Sundquist as she lets that one go by her. And my, how things have changed. 1-0 the score. Nobody on base. So the leadoff runner was on. And a pop out to the pitcher. The leadoff runner gets thrown out, trying to go from second to third. And there's another punch out. Make it number 6 through 6 for Kylee Wyman. We're headed to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's Yarger, Campbell, and Wyman due up for Clare right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. The Lady Pioneers lead it 1-0 here on the MMSN. The Diner, where homemade favorites come to life every day for breakfast and lunch. From fluffy pancakes to savory sandwiches, The Diner has your cravings covered. Discover the perfect blend of comfort food and camaraderie at The Diner. Join them every Friday night till 7 for their famous fish fry. The Diner on North Mission, Mount Pleasant.
Jenna Gates.
And Kyle Gates here. We are the 5th generation with Gates Drilling and Service.
We've been serving our friends and neighbors in Michigan since 1893.
We have the latest and greatest well drilling technology, allowing us to put in wells where others can't.
Lake lots and tight spaces are no problem.
From our family to yours, thank you, and call at 989-772-7841 for all your well drilling and service needs.
Gates Drilling and Service, where Gates goes, water flows.
Bryce Updegraff with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. Thanks to coaches and officials who put in the time to help student athletes achieve their dreams and goals. For all of your real estate needs, the Bryce is right with Bryce Updegraff. With Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. 989-620-6595.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Breeze Yarger out in front of the first pitch. Here comes pitch number 2 from Tia Schoen. She's going to swing through that one as well. 0-2 the count. Schoen has struck out 7 Pioneer batters. She has been unreal for Gladstone. But Buzelli was able to come across on the RBI triple last inning from Addie McMillan. Yarger's going to swing through that one. She's going to go down on strikes. Campbell now stepping to the plate. She's 0 for 2 on the day. Clare in the first inning had 1 hit, left 2 on. Nothing in the second inning. Third inning, 1 hit, 1 left on. Fourth inning, 1 hit, 1 left on. The fifth inning, they do get a run on just 1 hit. But they do leave 2 left on as well. This one's going to be hit towards shortstop. Not an easy play as it was kind of going towards the outfield, but making the catch out there at the shortstop position is Ava Goodman. And so 2 up, 2 down very quickly here for Clare. Here comes Kylee Wyman to the plate. She's 0 for 2 on the day. If you think about the Zayde Batchelder player of the game, it probably still is Wyman for what she's done in the circle. The pitching matchup between these two has been unbelievable with Tia Schoen and Kylee Wyman. It's 1-0 here in the top of the 6th inning, or the bottom of the 6th inning, pardon me. Gladstone is down to their final 3 outs. As of right now, they just need 1 run. But Kylee Wyman is at the plate. on the year, she has hit 8 bombs. So you got to be very careful if you're Tia Schoen here. Here comes the 1-1. Pulls the string on that one. Wyman's way out in front, 1-2. If you're Gladstone, you want to get out of this clean, so you just need that one run in the top of the 7th inning. That one's going to bounce up there. 2-2 now the count for Kylee Wyman. Due up in the top of the 7th. It's Larson, Quigley, and Goodman. So that's a really good part if you're Clare. You won't have to deal with the electric Lauren Sundquist. Here comes the 2-2. This one's going to be pop foul out of play. Buzelli on deck. She scored the only run of this game after, well, her sister scored the only run of this game after she walked to lead off the 5th inning. Then Pam Allen was hit by a pitch, and Addie McMillan tripled to bring 1 run in. Quick throw down to third. It's going to be safe as the ball went out of the glove. Great hustle from Wyman, as she'll get credit for the infield single there in my box score. Now Buzelli to the plate. With the speed of Wyman, Buzelli could definitely drive her in with 1 to the gap. On the year, Savannah Buzelli has 9 extra base hits and 2 home runs. Would love for one to happen right here. And for those of you watching, we can only have the scoreboard angle now that we're here in the MHSAA playoffs, so do not own the video rights. Can get the audio rights, but not the video rights. But a big shout out to John Ross and the MHSAA for making it possible for me to be here, along with all of our great sponsors like Barberry Law, Gates Drilling and Service, Bill's Custom Fab, the Bird All-American Grill, Clark Modular Homes, Weefrich Financial, along with Woods Household Appliance. Pitch runner coming in is going to be Hadley Louch, running for Kylee Wyman. She gets ready to try and close things out in the top of the 7th inning. 1-0. Clare leads it. There's 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th inning. At the plate is Savannah Buzelli. Here comes the pitch from Schoen. It's going to be over for a strike. The winner of this game plays Ravenna 5:30 p.m. Friday evening down in East Lansing. Here comes the 0-1 from Schoen. That's going to miss inside. 1-1. Schoen walks to the back of the circle, now back in the middle. She sends in the pitch. This one's going to be hit out towards right field. Not an easy play, and it's not going to be caught. Coming around second, holding her up. That's third is going to be Coach Kelly and Louch. Nice piece of running there, but it's a single from Savannah Buzelli. Again, not an easy play to be made out there in right field from Quigley. But now Pam Allen has got a big chance here. The way that Wyman has been pitching, if you can drive in that run from third base, 2 runs is going to seem like a daunting task for the bottom of the order in Gladstone. And right now, all the Gladstone infield is meeting together. Give me a moment to thank some more of our great sponsors like J&J Auto, Mount Pleasant Heating and AC, Conwinski Construction, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, ENS Graphics, along with GNS Mechanical, Bryce Updegraff, Joe Wentworth, Praedom Realty, Robbins, Dressman and Associates, Martinez Lawn Care, JJ Painting, Central Michigan Sand and Gravel, Block Electric, The Diner, All Seasons Fireworks, Bryant Family Farms, Pier Plumbing, Isabella Bank, Hanging by a Thread, along with Brad Melly, Well Drilling and Construction, and Mount Pleasant Automotive. Allen digging back in. Her last time up, she was hit by a pitch and almost scored a run to put Clare up 2-0, but it was a great play on the outfield to keep it 1-0 Clare. First pitch is over for a strike. Runners on the corners. Schoen back in the middle of the circle. She winds and deals. That one's going to miss low. Taking second base is Sophia Buzelli. 1-1 the count. Drive to the outfield now for Allen. Could score 2. Here comes the 1-1. Allen's way out in front of that one. Pulling the string on that one was Tia Schoen. She has thrown that changeup at just a number of perfect times. I don't know if she's calling the game or if it's Sundquist behind the plate or the coach, but that changeup has been right where it needs to be. There's another one for strike 3. 2 more left on base for Clare on a pair of singles. 1-0 is our score as we head to the 7th inning. Due up. It is 6-7 8 for Gladstone. Kylee Wyman has struck out 6 Gladstone batters through 6. Clare 3 outs away from moving on to the state semifinals. And no matter what happens in this top half of the 7th inning, the Clare Bats will be able to have the top of the order up in the bottom of the 7th. So say Gladstone gets a run here, well, it's still not going to be easy for them to send it to extra innings, as you'll have Brandon, McMillan, and Kelly due up for Clare. And so much love going out to all of our sponsors. Again, the Spockman math, never exactly perfect, but I believe this is game 100 of the year on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. That is right. We have brought you 100 high school games, 3 middle school games in our first year of the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. And you heard me talk about those sponsors all game long. When you do business in the Mid-Michigan area, think about doing business with those folks who sponsor the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. My main man, Barberry Law. If you've got personal injury, car accident, and all that, don't call some 1-800 number and talk to a stranger. Call Joe Barberry at Barberry Law, and he will be able to take care of you better than anybody can. First pitch to Allie Larson is a swinging strike. Larson's 1 for 2 on the day. Strikeout and a single. She's going to swing through that one as well. 0-2. You can hear the crowd, or I guess they want to say the crowd, you can hear the Lady Pioneers cheering. Here comes the 0-2. That one's going to be fouled back by Larson. 1-0 our score. Top of the 7th inning. Gladstone down to their final 3 outs of the season. Kylee Wyman back in the circle. She has been dealing for Clare. There's been great defense behind her and well. I think our Bills custom fabrication of the game could be that triple from McMillan. Swing and a strike. Strikeout number 7 for Wyman. Back-to-back strikeouts now. But you go back to the 5th inning, there was a runner on first with 1 out, and Sundquist ripped one, but Kelly nabbed it at short for the catch. Here comes Quigley to the plate. She's technically 0 for 1 on the day. She walked, and then she hit into a 1-2-3 double play. That is actually probably our Bills custom fabrication of the game. We'll say both of those defensive plays. It was bases loaded in the 4th, and then Quigley hit it into a 1-2-3 double play. Wyman, the pitcher, back to the catcher, then down to first base. Swing and a strike. Quigley quickly down 0-2. Wyman steps to the back of the circle. Steps back into the middle. She winds and deals. Just going to miss on the outside. And again, I don't think I've seen a called third strike in this game. If you don't swing at it, they ain't calling it. They know the hitters got good eyes up there. I'll make that joke. But as you always hear me say, those umpires got a much better view than I do. Here comes the 1-2. This one's going to be fouled off the backstop. Clare 2 outs away from heading back to the state semifinals where they saw their season end last year. Talk about getting there, how hard it is. Getting back there, I believe, even more difficult. This one's going to be fouled out of play. Great job by Quigley staying alive here at the plate. It's 1-0 Clare. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Gladstone is down to their final 2 outs. Wyman back into the circle. Quigley ready at the plate. It's going to be fouled off again. Quigley continues to battle. This will be pitch number 7 of the at-bat upcoming here from Aaliyah Quigley. Wyman has struck out 7. She would love another punch out right here. She has 200 more strikeouts than walks on the season. Just an unbelievable stat. Here comes the 1-2. Going to be fouled down the first baseline. But Quigley just battles and battles and battles. She has fouled off 4 two-strike pitches here. It's 1-2. Wyman looks to the dugout. Checks the arm for the pitch. She winds and deals. Strike three call! Quigley got rang up looking. Might be the first looking call third strike we've seen. It's 8 punch-outs now for Kylee Wyman as Ava Goodman steps to the plate. Gladstone down to their final out. Few parents here doing the, oh, I can't watch as they start to walk behind the dugout here. First pitch is going to miss. Tremblay is up after this. Then it's back to the top of the order. You cannot let Sundquist come to the plate here if you're Clare. Here comes the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Wyman trots or walks back towards second base. Now back to the middle of the circle. Here comes the 1-1. Just gonna miss high. 2-1 now to Goodman. 1-0 our score. Gladstone down to their final out. Wyman winds, deals. It's going to be hit up towards the middle. Wyman fields it over to first in time for the out. That will do it. The Pioneers win it 1-0 in an all-time pitching duel between Tia Schoen and Kylee Wyman. The difference in the game, a couple big defensive plays and an RBI triple from Addie McMillan. Your Lady Pioneers are headed back to the state semifinals in East Lansing. It'll be a 5:30 first pitch this Friday. You know your boy's going to be heading down there for the action. We're going to send it off to a break. We'll be back with our Bird All-American Grill post-game show right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
GNS Mechanical in Wademan offers service and installation on everything for your home and business. From a simple filter replacement to furnace, central air service, and install, geothermal, and walk-in coolers and freezers. If you have a need, GNS Mechanical has a solution. Learn more at gnsmechanical.com or call 989-644-2106.
Pure sportsmanship is the most important thing in high school sports. When it comes to your home or business, Pure Plumbing just might be the most important thing. If your plumbing isn't pure, don't worry, no one needs to see the other angle. For Pure Plumbing, call 989-644-8928 or visit mipureplumbing.com. Mumford Oil and Gas Supply is your one-stop shop for top quality products and procurement in the Michigan oil and gas industry. With over 45 years of experience and a strong commitment to customer satisfaction, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply delivers the best solutions for your oil and gas production, drilling, and service needs. If you need it, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply can get it. Visit them on Fancher's Day or give them a call at 989-317-8582.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome to your Bird All-American Grill post-game show here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. The only place you'll ever find this guy post-gaming is the Bird All-American Grill in downtown Mount Pleasant. 1-0, the Lady Pioneers victorious over Gladstone. They're now 38-2 on the year. They will take on Ravenna in the state semifinals. 5:30 down in East Lansing. We will be there for the call. A game that when you look back and you see that 1-0 score, you wouldn't think that so much happened. But when I look at my quote-unquote box score, my tally for Gladstone, I go back to that fourth inning. Things started off with a walk for Lauren Pear. Then it was a fly out to right field for Tiana Reynolds. Then Maddie Sundquist had a really bang-bang play at first base. They called her safe. Allie Larson then came up and singled with a bunt. That left the bases loaded with one out for Malia Quigley. It was a great pitch from Kylee Wyman. Quigley was out in front of it a bit. She had a bit of a dribbler back towards the pitcher. Kylee Wyman was able to jump on it, throw it back home, and then Buzelli got it out in time to Campbell to first base for the 1-2-3 double play to end the bases loaded threat. That is our Bills custom fabrication of the game right there. Not far behind it was the very next inning in the 5th. That led off with Ava Goodman flying out to right field, a nice catch from Olivia Forsberg. And then Emma Tremblay had an infield single with a full count. And then Lauren Sundquist, the superstar for Gladstone, came to the plate. She absolutely ripped one. But there was Tessa Kelly with, I don't want to say the catch of her life because she's made a bunch of plays, but if she doesn't catch that, possibly scoring from first base is Emma Tremblay, who does play center field for Gladstone, so maybe their speediest player was on first, too, when she caught that one. If she doesn't, that one is going all the way back to the wall. Other than that, Kylee Wyman was just absolutely dominant for Clare. She struck out 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third. The only inning she didn't have she didn't have a strikeout in the 4th or 5th. They were able to get off it fine. Then she struck out 1 in the 6th. Then she had 2 big-time punch-outs in the 7th inning. Slide over to look at the hitting for the Lady Pioneers. Again, it was a great job by Tia Schoen. She struck out 7 batters for the Pioneers, who are just absolutely loaded, and now going to be joined by Coach Kelly from Clare, who I can't imagine how excited he is. And coming into this game, if we would have said it's going to be 1-0, I don't think either one of us would have believed each other with Gladstone, the power they've got, and the power you got. But how you feeling, Coach? Let me just ask you that. You're back in the state semis, baby.
Yeah, I'm super excited. We talked during basketball. I love my basketball team, but it kept going back and forth to softball and in the middle of the state having great softball. I told you our goals, our aspirations, how we worked hard. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath from celebrating.
Hey, you should be, my
friend.
But
no, we knew what our goals were. We knew what we needed to do to get there. They pushed each other. They're like sisters. It's like a big family. It's awesome. I'm super excited for them. Super excited to be there on Friday.
So I actually did the math last night. Softball in the area, the 6 teams I cover, 182-49.
Crazy.
just crazy to think about. But I was talking about the game before you jumped on here with me, and my Bills custom fabrication of the game, it's got to be that 1-2-3 double play.
Absolutely.
They had bases loaded, and it was a really good pitch from Wyman to get Quigley out in front of it a little bit, I feel like. Sent the dribbler back, but the thought of mine from Buzelli to zing it down to first base, the fact that Campbell's down there covering, that's what you dream of as a coach, just pure fundamentals there.
Buddy, you would be amazed at how many times we've gone over that exact play. I would say, no exaggeration this year, we've done that same exact thing 80 times this year. We've worked on it with base runners. We worked on it without base runners. We worked on situations. I mean, there isn't a thing that we go against that we haven't seen or worked against. These girls know what it takes to be great. They know what it takes to work, and super, super excited.
Yep, and Kylee Wyman. I was wondering if you were going to go after Lauren Sundquist. Did you know her stats going into today?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 649 hitter on the – and so I was like, Are they going to go – yep, they went right after her. And
well, we went after her with our pitches. We went after her the way we wanted to. I saw some stuff on Escanaba, what they did to her, and when she had the 2 hits and the 2 hits that they had in the game, and they were both pitches that missed in the middle and inside. We were never going to throw her a pitch in the middle. She was going to chase and hit our pitch if she hit it, and luckily for us, Kylee has just absolutely been a machine this last all season. So I think she's 21-0, maybe 21-0 with her ERA. Her ERA's got to be under 1 now.
Yeah, it was 1.03 coming into this game. And the other kind of play of the game that I had was actually your daughter at shortstop, Sundquist.
Oh, smoked
that ball, and like it was one of those that you wouldn't have been surprised if your daughter kind of spun all the way around catching that one. That ball, if it gets up to the fence, their center fielder was on first base.
Just a second.
Yep.
Coach Springer! Thank you for coming. Sorry.
Hey, well, no, and
sorry about that.
No, what you just did right there was others coaches supporting each other.
Oh,
football coaches here supporting you. You wanted to make sure he knew that you appreciate the sport.
The whole school, the whole community. I mean, people from, the Shunks, the Forsbergs, the McMillans, just everybody that donates so much time and effort. It's amazing. The community backbone that we have that supports everybody. You know, my buddy's coming over right now, best football coach around, supports my girls like nobody's business. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate you very much. Thank you again. So, no, it's just awesome. We support each other so much.
Those embraces right there are what high school sports are really all about when it comes down to the end. But last thing I always got to do, the Zaid Batchelder Baller of the Game, brought to you by Weefridge Financial. It's got to be Kylee.
Oh, absolutely. Weef's a great guy. He sends me texts every day, lets me know when I do things wrong, but he also tells me when I do things right. No, Kylee was amazing in the circle. I knew I honestly felt if we could score a run, we had an unbelievable chance to win. And, with Kylee in the circle, and I got an all-state pitcher in left field right now, and Maddie Jones as well. And Maddie Jones and I have conversations every day. We discussed what was going to happen. Maddie's been unbelievable at the plate for us, and super excited for Friday.
And she's ready to go if you
absolutely
need be.
She is.
That's such an advantage for you guys to have. So Friday 5:30 versus Ravenna. We'll be down there, but I'm going to say this. I want everybody to tune in, but you can listen to me after the game, too. It's a shorter ride to East Lansing than it is to Sheboygan, so we want to see a lot of people down there wearing that green and white in East Lansing. They'll blend right in.
Absolutely.
And looking at Ravenna, I know they beat Sacred Heart. They're going to be a really, really – I know they've got some dominant pitching looking at their scores.
Yep, they do. They do, and so do we. We have great hitting. They have great hitting. It's going to be a great matchup.
All right, Coach Kelly, go celebrate with the team a little
bit more. Thank you very much. Appreciate it very much.
Yep. Big congratulations to Coach Kelly and the Lady Pioneers. Heading back to the state semifinals, Chris Bachman signing off until Friday. We'll be on the air around 5:15 for that state semifinal matchup. Clare, Ravenna, here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Chris Bachman signing off till Friday.